All right, everybody, we got Kevin here in the studio to talk USA basketball. We just watched their first official Olympic game versus Serbia. They won easily. They won by what?
Easy.
Almost 30 points. Let's start with this. Joker is someone that we know and love from the NBA. He's now representing his country, Serbia. He
Yeah.
looked like tan and thin and hot. I'm like, who is this guy?
He had the beard. I think it's the beard.
It might be the beard, and he was tan, and he looked like he was better condition. He was in better conditioning shape or something. And then
Yeah.
I realized I think that Joker is someone who loves his nation so much that this hypes him up so much more than playing in the NBA, where he doesn't really identify with the culture of the NBA. But he rides so hard for Serbia
Yeah.
that, and you could just tell.
Yeah. I mean, as always, he's a confusing player to watch because he seems so lackadaisical when he's playing and he doesn't seem involved. And then you look at the box score and you're like, oh, he led the team in scoring and he had 8 assists and 5 rebounds. I mean, they kind of controlled him. Yeah. I think he likes playing with Serbia more. Uh,
And you could
But
tell he
again,
was like joyful.
you just can't tell. You can't tell with this guy. He's so weird. I think they knew that they weren't going to beat the US. I think they are relying on the fact that they will win the other games in the pool, get the other side of the bracket, and they will have a second chance in a higher stakes game against the US if they make the final. So I think they're just they let this one go in order to stay fresh.
Makes sense. Team USA, LeBron continues to bound and astound. He was
It's
so
incredible.
good. KD was so good. Steph was so good. It was like my patriotism runneth over.
One thing, I mean, yeah, LeBron it's insane. 21 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. He controlled the game. He had a bunch of steals too. They
And
only
he had a
gave him
bunch of
one.
turnovers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that comes with LeBron's game because he has the ball so much that
Yeah.
he always takes risks. I mean, he's clearly the leader and he's clearly doing everything for the team. They don't take him out either. They just kept him in. He's playing way more minutes than he probably should. I don't
Yeah.
get it, especially. Well, I'll get into that point later. I want to touch KD. Incredible.
Incredible.
Didn't
What
play.
do they call him? The Slim Reaper?
Slim Reaper, easy money sniper, and it makes sense. I mean,
Also, for
it was
him,
wild. He was hitting every shot from every angle, on fire. Love to see it.
yep. And for him, when I've been watching him in the NBA, he doesn't always look that happy. He
Yes.
looks so happy and like he was having so much fun in this game that
Yeah.
hyped me up. Like
Well,
he's like, this is my shit. I am the Olympic
yeah.
god.
Well,
I am Olympic KD.
we know KD loves to win, and I think he's just in a place where he's like, I don't. It doesn't. It's not all on me. There's not a lot of pressure. We're gonna do good. All I got to do is just post up in the corner and shoot. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it brings me to my point. I mean, Steph played well overall. He was, he hit a couple threes late that padded his stats. I want to see more shot attempts from Curry. My number one note for those three, considering they're like the older guys, the last generation. Why aren't they all on the court at the same time?
Well,
I wanted to see a stretch where we had all three of them out there. And I don't think we got that. Maybe a couple minutes at the end. I don't remember, but I don't think we got like a pure stretch of LeBron, KD, and Steph all on the court at the same time. And I think Kerr's reasoning for that is he's swapping KD and LeBron out, interchanging them as always having one of them on, which is good strategy. But I mean, when you're up, I want to give the fans what they want to see. Give the
give
USA
us
fans
everyone.
what they want to see. That we want to see that team because we saw them in the finals, and it would have been amazing to watch all three of them on the same team together. That was my takeaway from those guys.
That was one of the notes I had of the high rate of turnover and substitutions at the start of the game.
I
It
think he's
seems
trying
like
to find his roster.
he's
He's
trying to
trying to
find his
find his
five.
lineups. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to find his lineups. I mean, could we
Two.
just could we
Well, here.
address the
Yeah. So
elephant in the room?
let me just say. So
Okay.
two people that we did not see in this game at all were Halliburton and Tatum.
Yeah.
Halliburton just reading the body language, basically making things up. If I had to guess, Halliburton did not seem like he minded.
No, not
He
at
was
all.
hyping
He
people
was
up. He
first
knew
guy
his
off the
role on the
bench, high
team.
fives. Great.
Happy as could be. He's in
Yeah.
Paris. He loves fashion. Like this is his shit. He knows he's the young guy. He knows he'll play a million
Yeah.
more
He's got another.
Olympics.
Yeah, of course.
Tatum looked kind of pissed
Well, it's weird
because
if
he
you're.
just won the championship
Yeah.
and he's considered not even in the rotation.
Yeah, and not only that, Holiday and White are getting significant minutes over you, and they were your sidekicks. And it's just Tatum's arc is so weird because
So
he was
weird.
the guy from the jump from Boston, was always like he's the star, he's the star, he's the star. They finally win the championship. He's not even the MVP. Then 3 weeks later goes to the Olympic squad and is not even seeing the court while his other two teammates are getting significant time and making impact. It's a weird arc for a
Weird.
basketball
And
player.
exactly like you said, Holiday and White are considered, his sidekicks on the Boston Celtics.
And they're playing
And
really well. Like White
played
obviously only had 2 points, but he makes defensive impact
Yeah,
and
I
he
believe that
did.
like those two were picked because they're defensive dogs.
I mean, yeah, and that's what you need. You don't need another guy like Tatum. You don't need
Right.
Tatum's skill set on this team. To be
Right.
honest, you don't need it.
All
But
right, let's get into the negativity.
with that said, though,
Yeah.
LeBron's playing a lot of minutes. You could give Tatum 5, 6 of those minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe they will as they get closer in out of the pool stages, and they need to like rest LeBron for the home stretch. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I think
something.
they wanted to make a statement with this opening game.
Yeah,
LeBron
especially
is
against
Captain
Serbia.
America. Exactly.
Yes.
This is Captain
I mean,
America.
when LeBron went up for that reverse right-handed layup, fell down, got up, and just started Super
Yeah.
Saiyan charging and yelling, and
Mhm.
they said he is Captain America. I got so hyped up.
I was so hyped. And then before we get to the negativity, let's talk about who was the announcer? Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne
D
Wade, with the
Wade
line of the
kept
year.
saying, line of the year, kept saying, his pronouns are he, him. The first time he said it, I started laughing. I was like, that's so funny. He said it maybe over 10 times.
Yeah, because he realized that he must have been getting texts. He must have been like seeing live
Yeah, and he was
tweets or
doing it a little
something.
too much. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
he did
it's
it for
enough.
Steph. For KD at one point, and it didn't deliver it as well.
Yeah.
The first delivery on LeBron was perfect, and
The
he should have
first delivery,
just
because you
ended
go,
it
wait,
there.
what did he say?
Yeah,
But then he did it 10 more times, and you go, okay, enough.
it was great.
Now, let's get into the negativity. We hated him in the NBA. We hated him when he played against our beloved New York Knicks. And I gave him another chance, but guess what? I hated him in international basketball playing for Team USA, Mr. Joel Embiid. Keep him off the court, please.
I mean,
He looks lost. He looks out of shape.
well,
He,
here's the thing. It's weird. He slows the pace of the game down so significantly that it just changes what would be the brilliance of the team. The brilliance of the team would just be the athletic, like dynamic, like how dynamic athletically they are,
right.
and seeing them run up up the floor, seeing Curry pop off the screen, seeing KD take those threes. They're just feeding him in the post like one-on-one ISO ball. It's like no one wants to see that, and he's just like awkward and clumsy and misses. He'd be great off the bench and the second unit. But I feel like
Right.
they feel like they owe him something, and I don't understand it.
They feel like they have to play him because he is considered such a good player. But to me, he remains what he was in the NBA, is what I saw today. He is the building 7 of basketball. He's standing near the real action and falling down for no reason.
I mean, you could
Like,
literally,
what is he doing?
You can literally see when he comes back on the court how Serbia would get back in the game, just because they were able to just go down low against him, and he was kind of lost defensively in the beginning. He started to pick it up and started to find the mid range like in the second half, and that's why I think he'd be good late. But AD is so much better. AD and Bam are so much better suited for this team.
That's
Athletically,
exactly what I was thinking. We have AD and we have Bam. Why are we putting this brick wall out there?
I don't get it. I don't
I don't
get
get
it.
it. And then did
He
you
just
notice
slows
how
it
he
down,
was
and
getting
you already have LeBron. You already have LeBron, who's a slow pace player.
Right.
So LeBron with Embiid is not like a really fun match, like fun dynamic to watch.
But then I feel bad because it's like, why am I so hard on him? And I
Yeah,
think I started being hard on him during that Knicks playoff series when he injured all of our players and he was flopping like a fish out there.
and he got a flagrant today. He punched a guy in the face.
What was that? I forgot
Yeah, I
about
don't know.
that. That
Yeah,
was
he
that
punched
was
a guy
a
in the face.
crazy sequence of events. So LeBron threw a guy to the ground down in
Yeah,
the
I think
post.
I think Bogdanovich was on LeBron's neck a few times, so LeBron like made a point to throw him off, and he was like, "I'll
Right.
take whatever foul I get just to prove the point." But then simultaneously,
He
jab
picked up.
cross, Embiid bails out
Yeah.
LeBron and takes the attention off of him.
Well, Embiid picked that little guy up and whipped him around like we were at a rodeo.
It was
I
weird.
couldn't believe what was happening. And then he's going, what?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why we don't like Embiid.
You know why you don't like Embiid? Because they said it on the broadcast. The other announcer opposite D Wade said He wanted to play for Cameroon. He could have played for Cameroon, France, or USA.
Right.
Cameroon would have been his first choice, but he knew they wouldn't qualify for the Olympics, so he
Right.
chose USA. So why don't you go play for Cameroon and try to qualify? Japan has a basketball team.
Yeah.
You're telling me Cameroon with Embiid couldn't put up a fight against some of these bottom tier teams in the Olympics?
Exactly. Like Greece is being carried by Giannis. Like
Yes.
a big star can carry otherwise not spectacular team. And that I think is why it's just annoying. It's like you just know that this is your best shot at winning something.
Yes, he's
you're
fishing
like,
for a medal, for a trophy.
I
He's
know, and it's
fishing.
annoying because it's like I was so inspired by like the opening ceremony, seeing Team USA, how diverse our country is, how hyped people were to be on Team USA. We have almost 600 athletes, LeBron and Coco, flag
Yeah.
bearers, and then you just see him beat. He like doesn't care about this, and it's annoying.
It is annoying.
And then the French were just booing him the whole game.
Yeah, which I like.
I liked it.
Because he should be playing for France. Let's be real.
Yeah. Let's be real.
I mean,
but
that'd be scary if they had
scary
Gobert,
Wemby.
and Embiid. That would, and that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
why
if you're
wouldn't
Embiid,
he have done that? Why wouldn't he have done that? Because they have a real shot.
Yes,
but he wants to be with the cool boys.
He's the front runner.
Team USA is the cool boys.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just says,
yeah,
it's annoying.
Side note: Bam Adebayo is only 26 years old.
That's incredible.
I feel like he's been playing so long, and he's been playing in multiple NBA finals. I was shocked by hearing that.
I love Bam.
Yeah,
I love this team.
Again, Bam and AD are great. I mean, I can't get over KD. When you look at the stat sheet, you go, "Oh, there's only one guy who played like 20 plus minutes and had 4 points, and it's Embiid. One block, 2 rebounds. You're the star center for the USA. I don't understand what's happening."
But he triple doubled in bad vibes.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. He triple doubled in bad vibes. He assaulted someone. He got booed. He moped around. I mean, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah, a turnover, a flagrant, and 3 fouls.
Bugging. Bad vibe, triple double.
Bad vibes.
What else did I want to say? Oh,
0 for 3 from the line, by the way.
Of course. And he is the free throw merchant, and that shouldn't happen. I wanted to say, that our former dream team, 92, played. I'm sure you've heard this stat. When they played in the Olympics, there were 9 NBA players on other countries' teams. This year, this is how great this competition is going to be, is there's 68 NBA players on other teams.
Outside the U.S., yeah.
Playing outside the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, Serbia had 4. I mean...
Oh, yeah, Jovic is awesome.
Yeah, Jovic,
there's a couple guys
Bogdanovic, Jokic. I mean, they're good. They had another guy. I think he only played 1 or 2 years in the league, but I mean, they're going to be they're a good team. So it was a huge win.
If I had let's predict final matchup for the gold medal. I'm going to say USA versus Canada. I watched Canada the other day. They're good. SGA.
I mean,
Barrett
they got a lot of good. They got a lot of
Dylan
good
Brooks.
Guys. I will say that depending on the brackets, obviously, I think Canada should be the front runner, but I would not put it past France. And I would not put it past Giannis in Greece Giannis just have a freak out game in like a semifinal or a quarterfinal.
Yeah.
To just beat one of those teams. Like if it's Greece, Canada, and Giannis just dominates and takes over, I can see that. He should. Technically the best player in the world. And obviously Serbia, I think, has a chance. I think it's those 3.
See, this is so exciting because it's like, wow, everybody has a chance.
It really is like who's going to play against the U.S. or who's a really crazy semifinal matchup for the U.S. Like if France versus U.S. in the semis or something,
right?
Can they pull an upset?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
That's why it's so exciting. Greatest basketball competition of all time, it's been said.
Yeah.
Let's move on to, you were following rugby, right? I just watched, women's just started. So the men's rugby is already over. Women's just started today. I watched the U.S. versus Japan. They won 36-7. Ayana Mayer is our big player, our famous player. She's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the U.S. should do way better. The women should do way better than the men's. We just have, it's similar to U.S. soccer. It's like USA has premier athletes. It's just on the men's side, we have so many professional sports that pull away from rugby. And this is, I can make my case about USA rugby, but
wait, is USA men? Did they do well in the rugby?
They finished 9th or 8th or 9th. It's all right. I'll just say it now. It's really upsetting for me as somebody who played rugby and played with a few guys who played on Eagles teams. The level of talent that the USA should have is so far removed from what we put out on the field, and it's sad. I don't know why there's not a person out there who has money who is going to go. Who just put it like this: in the NFL, you have guys who from 20 to 27 are the best player in the league, and then they fall off a cliff physically. You can go get a former NFL running back who's maybe 28, 29, 30, who is the best athlete or one of the best athletes, and put him on a rugby squad, and he would dominate off the bat. And I don't know why we don't go poaching from the NFL and from college football for the guys who could not make the NFL rosters and who are instead going to play in the XFL or the UFL or the sub UF, teams. And it really comes down to money, but somebody should go and put up money to go and get these guys and put them in the rugby league.
Right.
And pay and match their XFL contracts, and then use that as an incubator for the USA rugby squad. Because even if we took our fourth and fifth option football players and made them rugby players, we would do a lot better in rugby in Olympics and international play in 15s and all that. But
right. So I know you played rugby, so I'm sorry if I never came to one of your games.
It's okay. I think you have.
But I wasn't paying attention. I must not have been, because I was watching the rugby game. And I was like, wait, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah. It almost solves all the problems I have with soccer.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's going to be soccer because of the field and it's outside.
Yes.
But then you don't have, because you're playing with your hands and not your feet, you have a higher level of precision with passing the ball. So there's not this constant back and forth that it drives me nuts about soccer, where someone just kicks it and then the other team always fucking gets it.
Yeah. Well,
there's this level of precision with rugby, but here's what I wanted to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little confused because they're just throwing the ball to each other. Then 5 people tackle the person with the ball, but the play isn't over. They just toss the ball out. So when is a play over?
I mean, it truly is the combination of football and soccer, and the play is not over. It's constant gameplay the same way that soccer goes. So it doesn't stop until there's like clearly a penalty, or an out of bounds, or the penalty that would cause like a scrum down or a line throw.
What are you saying?
Scrum down is like where the guys kind of push against each other, and then someone inserts the ball on the bottom of the scrum. So it's constant play. So what happens when the guy gets tackled, that guy's body now is what you call the window, and any other player on defense, if they step over the guy, that tackled player, and enter the window, they could pick up the ball and steal it. So what you do is once your guy is tackled, another one of your teammates comes and physically stands over him and guards the window and stops another player from coming. And that's why you keep seeing those collisions, because they're literally rucking, it's called. They're colliding over the window. So if anyone goes around it to steal the ball, that's offsides.
That's interesting. Okay, so it really does solve all the problems of football and soccer. And by problems, I mean things I find annoying that keep me from enjoying it, which is that it's constant play.
Yes.
And they actually get shit done. So with this knowledge, I'm going to now, because the women's starts today, so I'm going to now watch the women's with this information.
Yeah.
And I might get very into this. Okay, so the men's sevens rugby just finished. France won the gold. They played against Fiji. I was rooting for Fiji because I don't know if you've seen like the side stories about Fiji, but they're singing in the Olympic Village.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like the videos, like other countries are like, what is that noise? And it's the Fiji team singing like a beautiful choir.
Wow,
these songs,
I didn't hear that.
These like
That's
oceanic songs. It's unbelievable. And then like they do the haka, right?
Yeah. Well, no. New Zealand does the haka, but I do think Fiji does a version.
I think so.
But New Zealand is famous for the haka.
Do you know anything about that?
About the haka?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've played college teams.
Haka'd?
I've played college teams who have haka'd us before a game.
Really?
Yeah.
Just one person or the whole team?
No, the whole team, and you're standing on the field watching these guys do a war dance at you. It's pretty.
That's incredible.
It's pretty incredible. It's intimidating.
Now, what team was that? Morristown, New Jersey?
No, it was Middlebury College in Vermont, I believe they are, and they beat us. They destroyed us. So I think you only do the haka if you're willing to back it up. You
My
only
question about the haka is, and I want to do a deep dive into this. I've seen videos where there's no weak link.
no.
So where is this haka being taught? This must be the first thing they learn in school. How to be
I
so fierce with the eyes and everything.
I'm not sure. Does New Zealand do it on other sports?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, this is
They do it for
probably
any competition.
yeah, it's probably something they're teaching at practice for these
It's
teams.
amazing. I got
Yeah.
to do a deep dive
Or
into
you know,
this. I'm
I'm
blown
sure it's
away.
something they learn very young, but no, it is really cool. The reason it's cool is that when teams do it, that means they're really good because they wouldn't make a fool of themselves. Not that you're making a fool of yourself, but like if you were really bad, you're not going to do this like crazy war dance of commitment and
Right.
then get
No, but
blown out,
if they
you
did
know?
the haka and then got blown out, that would be making a fool of themselves because
Yes.
the haka is saying we are the greatest, we are the champions,
Yes. There's a level of
and
respect and dignity that comes with the haka, so you better
yes,
back it up.
you
And
better back it
usually,
up.
and New Zealand traditionally is good. I mean, Fiji, for them to lose in the championship is a true upset. They are traditionally one of the best sevens teams in the world. But I watched Ireland versus Fiji in the semis, I believe it was, and Ireland literally almost beat them if it wasn't for a last minute kickoff turnover that Fiji took to score and take the lead with maybe a minute and a half left. So Fiji just should have been knocked out earlier. So I guess their squad is not as good as they should have been. But I think
Interesting.
France, in this kind of situation, I think France being the home team probably is getting a little bit of favorite calls on their side. The field was probably tilted towards them. I didn't watch the finals game because of the timing. I couldn't like figure it out.
I watched some
Um,
of it.
yeah, I just I have to watch the highlights, but good for France. I think it's a nice win. But
It's an interesting bot. It's a body type I've never really seen before.
the rugby player.
The rugby body type.
Well, this
It's
is the
it's a new
sevens,
phenomenon.
but this is the sevens body type, which is a very distinct body type. It's interesting when you get into 15s. Like when I meet someone and they tell me they've played rugby, I can guess what position they played based on their body type.
Okay.
It's a very specific body type towards to position. And I'm pretty accurate. I usually get it within one or two numbers because in 15,
I'm pretty accurate. I
no,
usually
but
get
the
it.
15, the numbers determine the position.
Mhm.
So it's not like you wear any number you want. You wear the number that is correlated to the position that you play.
Interesting. Okay.
And the subs wear whatever, like backup numbers. But you know, if you're a number 2, that's a certain body type. If you're number 8, that's a certain body type, and so on. Yeah.
All right. Well, fascinating. Fascinating. It's a whole new world. I didn't even know about this rugby, so I'm excited to watch the women's thing.
That's the beauty of the Olympics.
It's the beauty of the Olympics. Now, on that note, actually, I was so hyped going into this that we were going to experience a completely new kind of coverage from NBC because now they have Peacock. So in the past, we would not have been able to see everything.
No.
We would have
No.
just been able to see the popular sports as they wanted us to see them. Now,
Yeah.
because of Peacock, they're streaming over 5,000 hours. You can literally go on Peacock and flip
your
through
sport.
and watch every single thing.
Yeah.
And I was so excited about that. I'm actually having now the opposite experience where it's too much and
Yeah,
I
it
can't
is. Yeah.
decide.
Yeah.
I don't know they need to like highlight what's actually important because I don't know the difference between the 400-meter butterfly
Yeah.
and then the women's pistol
It's true.
400-meter shootout.
Yeah.
I don't know how to prioritize what I want to watch. So I'm actually getting a bit overwhelmed already and it's only 2 days in.
Yeah, it's crazy. I went to a bar. We were like going to get lunch. We were like, oh, let's see if a bar is playing the Olympics game. We stepped in this bar. Every TV had on a different sport.
Right.
It was an overload. It was volleyball. It was soccer. It was surfing. It was shooting. It was
It's
like
an overload.
And you're just like, I don't know which screen to look at.
Like I got up this morning, I wanted to watch the gymnastics because I'm gonna ride hard for gymnastics. Women's
You
team.
basically have to choose your 3 sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So by the way, women's gymnastics advance in number 1.
Yeah, Simone Biles.
Incredible. The whole
Killed
team is
it.
incredible.
Yeah.
Suni Lee, incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But you're right. You actually have to pick. I was going into it thinking, oh, I'm gonna be able to follow everything.
It's too much.
It's too much. You
Yeah.
actually have to pick what you're interested
And
in.
that's
I was
why-
trying to watch surfing. I'm having
Yeah.
a surfing correspondent come on this week, Kyle Rapps.
Yeah.
But it's
I watched the surfing. It's a slow burn. It's hard.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Some of the things, I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah, that's why I was really happy that the men's rugby played as early as it did before the
Yeah.
opening ceremony because I just got to sit and binge watch rugby, and now hooked on the basketball, and it's clearly my number one. And I'm also into tennis.
Right.
The
Okay, that's
tennis,
another thing though.
yeah.
I can't even discern by the names of the tennis options to choose from. I just want to watch Coco. Which one is Coco playing in?
Well, she'll probably play in singles and doubles.
But it needs to say her name.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't say her
yeah.
name. It's just an icon for tennis.
Yeah,
And
it
then
should. It should. They should almost have like an athletes tab
they really
where
should
you can be
actually.
like, I can go down and click Coco
I need a
Golf,
Simone tab.
and
I
it'll
need a
give me her
Sha'Carri tab.
schedule. Yeah,
I need a
yeah,
Coco tab.
yeah,
I need a LeBron tab. Like
yeah,
that's how they should do it because I'm a bit overwhelmed. All right,
yeah,
look, this has been
yeah.
awesome. Any final thoughts?
Just overall with all the sports, like horse riding was just at the Versailles Palace. Just really cool venues. I just like what they're doing. Like we were watching the skating, and
Mhm.
just one of the Egyptian Cleopatra obelisks is behind them.
Wait, what do you mean the skating? See, this I didn't even
The
know.
like skateboarding, like,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
and just like one of the Egyptian obelisks is behind it. It's almost like you're in a video game and you're choosing your board. Just them
Yes,
horse riding in the Palace of Versailles with the whole lawn in the back.
and
I go,
then
that's pretty cool.
the hurdles were like these beautiful log. It looked like Game of Thrones. It looked like a
Yeah,
medieval castle. Paris is really
and the
a
cycling
star in
too. The
character.
cycling, I'm looking at the streets. I'm going, oh, I remember I was at that place. I walked that street. Like you can see, you know, the city, and I think Paris is a really cool venue for this. Even though
They're nailing it.
I know you covered the opening, but
Yeah, we
it's
can't
a,
retread this, but it was
it was a lot.
unhinged.
It was
Unhinged.
a lot.
All right, we'll check. So we got next USA basketball is on Wednesday. We'll check back in then. Great talk. See you soon.
USA
USA,
wins over
baby.
South Sudan. Big.
Of course.
We'll see
Okay.
you next.
All right, bye.